This week we have two parshas, the Parsha of Maasei and the Parsha of Maasei. In Maasei, it says that the Jewish people have an obligation to eradicate all of the idol worshippers in the land of Israel. Lest the Jewish people show compassion to those idol worshippers, God warns them that if they do not eradicate all of them, the result will be extremely detrimental. And the Torah explains what that detriment will be. And it says that at first, if the Jewish people will leave some of the idol worshippers and not eradicate them or cast them out of Israel entirely, at first they will be like thorns in your eyes. And then they will be like a thresh of thorns. The third step is that they will persecute you. And the fourth step is that Hashem will do to you, meaning to the Jewish people, as he did to them, meaning that they will cast you out, the Jewish people out of the land of Israel. What does this mean exactly? First thorns in their eyes, then thorns in their sides, and then they will persecute you, and then then Hashem will cast you out of Israel like he did to them. What's this progression? How are we to understand it? So, the commentators explain that when we say a thorn in your eyes, what it means is that a person will not be able to see properly. He will lose his sight, meaning that he will no longer be able to discern what is right in God's eyes and what is wrong in God's eyes. Being that, of course, we don't believe in idols and we allow them to exist by our side. And you must remember that the Jewish people have a history, a very recent history of idol worship. So if we leave those people there, what will end up happening in a purely neighborly manner, we will be influenced or be more tolerant of idols, and eventually what is going to happen is going to be from a thorn in our eyes, meaning that we won't be able to see properly. Slowly our consciousness will become more acclimated towards idol worship. Then we're going to feel locked in by those thorns, meaning that we'll feel like we need to worship idols. Once we worship idols just like them, and they no longer will act in a neighborly way, and they will start to persecute us. At that point, we will be locked into the idol worship, and God will have no choice but to cast us out. Now, this progression of when we're enticed into doing something that first the source of that enticement seems like our friend and then ends up being our enemy is something that is very occurs a lot in the Torah. One example of this is Yaakov and Esav. When Esav is approaching Yaakov with evil intent, he's trying to kill him and his entire family, Yaakov expresses his feelings at that point by saying, Hatzileni na miyad achi miyad Esav. Please save me from my brother, from Esav. Why this double language, from my brother, from Esav? Because Yaakov was more afraid of Esav's brotherliness, his friendliness, his way of acting towards him, which was not in a negative manner, than if he'd be outright physically injuring to him. Because sometimes what's even more dangerous to us is not actual physical danger, it's actually the people who we associate with. This is the same thing in the Torah, that if you allow the idol worshippers to live and you become friends with them and they become neighborly, then you may end up acting exactly like them. And once you act exactly like them, God will have no choice but to cast you out of his land of Israel, which is holy. One question on this week's parsha is that when the Torah discusses this idea of eradicating all the idol worshippers, it uses the language of ki atem ovrim es hayarden. It says, because you are now traveling through the Jordan River. The Jewish people entered the land of Israel by the Jordan River splitting. And they passed through just like they did by the Red Sea when they exited Egypt. The question is that this is not when they actually passed through. It was actually in the times of Joshua. So why does the Torah use a present tense conjugation for passing through the Jordan River if it would only occur in the future? Have a good Shabbos.